Today's question comes from Jamie in Indiana. We follow the Ramsey plan with our finances and are trying to teach our young children the same principles. We have a chore chart and are learning that they must work to get paid. However, every time we see my parents, they give our children money. It's becoming difficult to keep them engaged in the lessons we are trying to teach when grandparents just hand them cash. How do we handle this situation?
I've not started doing that yet. I should do that. I should mess up your parenting by giving the kids cash.
No. It's like the swing set example. That's always what I always tell people. At Christmas that year when Denise asked for a swing, and y'all bought a swing, and then y'all bought a swing set. She was like, "I just want a Fisher Price baby swing. That's all I want." And y'all got, and we literally looked at each other. Me and Denise were like, "Oh, it begins. Here it is."
And so it begins.
Papa Dave just throws out
just went overboard.
And just no. But honestly, Jamie, I'm like this is a people have this question a lot because grandparents have the entitlement as they feel to do whatever they want with the children, and then they send them on home, and you're like, no, we have a bedtime, all of this. But I wouldn't be crazy uptight, Jamie. I mean, I think depending on the age of your kids and depending on how much they're doing it, if they're just kind of having fun with them, there is a level where I give grace to grandparents where they can love on the kids. But if you find that it's truly affecting like their character and they really, really, really are saying like, I don't want to do chores because I can just go to Mimi and Papa's and they just give me money, then we probably want to circle back and have a conversation with the grandparents, your parents, to say, hey, this is what we're trying to implement in our home. And because of your generosity and your big, wonderful hearts, it is kind of messing with it. But again, I'm so balanced in this because I know some people, Jamie, I'm not saying this is you, that are on the Ramsey plan are very legalistic. They're like, no, if you do not, and then they don't allow any amount of like gifts or grandparents to be grandparents. So there's a level of that is life. But if it goes to the extreme, then you may want to circle back and have a conversation.
Yeah. And I think the question I always ask is this really about you and your mom, or is this really about the kids getting money? And is there something else going on that's a Dr. John Deloney thing that's not really a money grandparents? I don't know how, it's just like your mother is overbearing, and this is one example where she's out of control and has no boundaries, and so you decide to use this one to come down on that overall issue. And so if that's going on, then this is not the way to fight the fight. You got to fight the fight a different way on that.
Yep.
So, but again, it's not going to screw it up. The other thing I will say is this. They can go to the next door neighbors and eat ice cream, and you find out about it later and you don't allow ice cream because of your nutritional beliefs or whatever. I'm making up some bizarre example here. But, I mean, the kids are, and that does not give them permission to come home and demand ice cream. So, the reason we teach children how to handle money is not really about money. It's really about them building a generosity muscle, building a saving muscle, building a wise spending muscle, building a work ethic. And so when we put chores on the refrigerator, we're going to incentivize you on the positive side with money. But at the end of the day, you're still going to do the freaking chores because it is my job as your dad to make you learn how to work so that when you grow up, you don't live in my basement. And so I can explain that to a 4-year-old. I can explain it to a 6-year-old. I can explain it to a 12-year-old. That, yes, your Mimi and Papa gave you some money, but we do this thing with money here because I'm trying to teach you that money comes from work, not Mimi and Papa. You're not going to get a trust fund that you're going to be able to live on the back of a yacht. So you're going to have to learn to work, puppy. And so I'm going to work with you on that. So, yes, they give you money, and that's nice, but it doesn't give you an exemption from feeding the dog.
That's right.
That's your chore.
Yeah.
And so I'm going to play, honey, this is why I'm teaching you this. Honey, you're going to do this. It's not really optional.
So nice of you that you're telling the why,
There you go.
When Rachel was little, it was just, no, you just
shut up and do it.
Just do it.
Oh, well.
Now we're going to explain the why.
You turned out.
I love it. This is so good. This is so good. No, but really, and then it just becomes the point of disobedience. That's the hard thing too, because you do have kids like mine. I'm like, they're so different. One is motivated to do it and she'll clean the playroom. She's like, do I get my dollar? Like and the other one just basically is
the compliant one and the rebellious one.
Yes, so you're going to deal with that anyway. Yeah.
Oh, by the way, when you tell the rebellious one to do something and why, and they don't do it, and then you just tell them they have to do it anyway, all they remember is that part.
Maybe so.
Just in case.
Maybe so.
Just in case. Just in
but
case
things
you're
do
wondering.
circle back. The middle child in my family now.
I am now
getting myself.
You got you as a middle child for sure.
And I'm really sorry.
Your middle one is absolutely wonderful. She is a rock star.
She is a rock star.
She is so sweet and so tough already. She's her mom made over. It's great. So yeah, that's a good question, because the boundary thing with grandparents is Deloney and I were laughing about this on the air the other day. The Christmas when I bought all the kids those big plastic cars and none of them were big enough to drive them yet.
Yes.
And the whole living room was full of them. And it's like I completely overdid it. I loved it, and nobody loved it but me. I was the only one that had fun.
They're two. They can barely sit up.
They can't even get into it. They can't walk yet. But I got them a car. Yeah. So you got to have boundaries somewhere. But one of the questions Deloney and I had was a new baby, the first grandbaby.
Oh yeah.
And that's the one. That's the one where you learn all of this stuff,
True.
Interacting with your grown kids and your grandkids, and how it's going to turn out.